discuss ADHD, neurodivergence most importantly. And neurodivergence affects a lot of people. 1 in 100 people are autistic, 1 in 10 people have ADHD. So that's quite a big figure. And these are people amongst us in this room right now. And it's very important as a society, as a world that we get to know our peers and how things affect them to make sure we make life more comfortable for them, you know. Despite ADHD and autistic people having their differences to neurotypical people, their brains are going to be very, very important, in my opinion, over the next decades, you know, in understanding how to function better as humanity, you know, breaking down the matrix and the regime we've been forced into, you know. Our brains are quite unorthodox, which is a threat to the system currently. But with the way the world's changing, and with the aid of ADHD and autistic people, I believe that we can help restore humanity's balance in regards to an actual healthy, you know, work life and workload. A lot of us are, even despite being autistic or ADHD, even neurotypical people are having to wear masks every day and struggle, you know, to live, and it isn't good. So yeah, it's very important for us as humanity just to understand each other and our differences. That's why I've got my friend Ria here. Ria, how are you today?
I'm doing good, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm really happy to have you here. Thanks for doing this, by the way.
No problem, I'm always happy to support and help out.
A fellow brother.
That's right, yeah.
You know, that's right. Before we do this interview, by the way, we're texting each other saying, be serious. We have to be serious. So we're going to try our best to be serious. And obviously, have a few jokes in there, why not? It's a Saturday.
Yeah, then right.
So thank you for coming here today.
No problem.
And I just wanted to speak to you regarding, obviously, yourself. You as a person, ADHD. I think it's so important as a black woman as well, that like your voice is heard, and people can see like your struggles. Like, I know you're going through a diagnosis process right now, but also understand that you don't even need to be diagnosed to start living life as a neurodivergent individual. Or sorry, I mean accepting neurodivergence. It's enough to be confirmed as a diagnosis. You know yourself best. So can you first tell me about yourself, your career? Look, give me a little synopsis about Ria.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so I'll take you through memory lane. So growing up, going into the education system, I really struggled with particular topics like maths, for an example. And I remember certain classes for particular types of subjects of classes, sorry, I always find myself either in the middle or towards the bottom. And no matter how hard I try, even if I do extra curriculum or whether I stay behind after school, nothing that I ever did felt good enough, and the way that I was taught wasn't based on my understanding. So then fast forward into uni is when I started the struggle got real, okay. So that's when I was diagnosed with dyslexia and dyscalculia, and I was like, okay, that's cute, let me just continue with my life. And then as I'm getting older, I've started to see particular behavioural patterns which was not aligned with the corporate structure. I was always the one that thought outside of the box, but then it wasn't welcomed because there's a set value or set thought process within the corporate world, which I understand. So today, where I'm at now is that I've come to understand that there might be something a little bit more extra spicy about me. And the reason why I've decided to go through the referral process is not because I want the label of, oh, I might have ADHD. It's simply because I want to learn how I can understand my thought process and how I can leverage that. Personally for me, I'm not into the whole labelling system. You come as you are, and then basically you exploit your weak spots and you exploit your skills and your higher skill set, sorry. So that's where I'm at the moment. I'm currently studying a master's in psychology. What I want to do with that is two routes. I could either go down therapy and help the girls, or the girls, or I could utilise my business skills and go into business psychology. I haven't quite figured out that yet, but I'm not really too bothered at the moment. I'm just trying to survive. I'm just trying to make it every day, honey.
Live in a moment.
Be present.
Be present and be home. And speaking of things then, like, that's such a good mindset to have, that be present and focus on the now. And you mentioned a few things from what you said, and right out of the gate, you mentioned so much really cool stuff. That was so interesting to hear. Because to me, it sounds like the neurodivergent experience is quite like not just unique. We all have a similar experiences some kind of way. So you mentioned something about like when you're working in work or in school, never feeling good enough and always feeling like you were in a setting that reflects who you were or your actual capabilities. And even in corporate world as well, people not understanding your way of thinking. How does this affect your self-esteem, if you don't mind me asking?
No, not at all.
Yeah, because for me, it really affected mine, so yeah.
So I probably felt the need to, number one, prove myself more and to assimilate to and adopt to the cultural practices or the dynamics of how people operate, whether it's how they speak, how they think, and how they present themselves. I did find myself feeling a bit ostracized within corporate settings, but I've gotten to the point in my life where like working relationships are relationships that you don't actually get to pick. So why am I pressed about? Listen, I'm only here just to get my coins, okay?
Get the coins.
And then I'm out of there.
And pay bills.
Yeah, pay my bills, exactly. Like I'm not here to make friends in the corporate setting anyway. But I think one piece of advice I'll give to people who may believe that there might be on the spectrum is to understand, number one, is this getting the diagnosis, is it something that you really want, or is it more of a social conditioning to prove to yourself that this is who I am and I fit in this box?
Wow, so like imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And then number two, like once you get diagnosed, what are you actually going to do about it? Because like it's all good having it on paper. Yeah, girl, you've got ADHD, but then how are you actually going to improve your life and do that kind of like self-exploration post-diagnosis? One thing that I would love for society to start doing is to actually start to take accountability. It's not people's fault for having ADHD, but you are responsible for how you navigate through the world, and that is something that I don't see a lot in society. It's just I have ADHD and this is who I am, which is fine, but then you need to do some work behind that. So that's just my take.
That's such a good mindset as well. So my voice keeps going.
That's okay.
Yeah. So it's ADHD for couples. There's lots of terms like fact check, fake news.
Yeah.
Let's go back roll. So yeah, and that's a good point as well regarding like accountability, because I feel like accountability is a thing that people are missing a lot these days in life in general.
Yeah.
I feel like accountability mirrors authenticity in a way. If you're authentic, you seek accountability. And do you feel like for ADHD people and people in general really to find a better sense of self and become like more confident with themselves, they should take more accountability for how they treat people and how the world affects, how they navigate through the world, that they create their own reality in a sense. What's your viewpoint on that?
So there's two types of cultural dynamics. You have individualism, which is basically more aligned to westernized societies, and people want to kind of operate on being themselves. And then you have collectivism, which is basically herd-like mentality. And you would see people within the Asian ethnicities or you could say community, they're more collectivist. And I think this is probably where there's a bit of, you could say, a grey area. Because ADHD is technically a group of people, you have collectivism because you share the experiences. But then westernized society, because we operate individualism, there's an overlap. And this is probably where people are not taking accountability, because they can align themselves to a group of people, but then they have to also operate within themselves and to present themselves as an individual person. Accountability to me is not just about owning, but it's also about accepting. And some people might find that because I have ADHD, that means that it's a flaw, and that's probably something that they struggle to accept.
Okay. So you feel like kind of a sense that if you're struggling to accept something, that's not my problem, that's your problem. You need to work on that.
It's a you problem.
That's a you problem. It's true. It's true. So like you made a good point about work earlier. And just in groups and work, a big issue I've had throughout my life is either being too direct for people or not following the structure that even neurotypical people struggle with. And you get ostracized from people count you out in work, you're always a problem. And they kind of want directness, or they say they want it, but they actually don't, do they? Do you think, how do you feel like workplaces and even people in general, like in day-to-day life, can be more accepting and make life easier for neurodivergent people? Like, do you feel like the reason why a lot of people, neurodivergent people leave workplaces isn't because they don't like the job. It's because they're antagonized by the management.
Yeah.
They're antagonized by staff. We're antagonized. We are. People bully us. They count us out. They think what the problem always, and we follow the rules, but it's wrong when we do the rules. But yeah, we just can't win. So we can't win. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
We can't win.
Yep.
And so, how do you feel like workplaces can actually try and make efforts to actually make our lives easier instead of just doing it on paper?
Yeah. So I think it goes back to when you first hit that submit button on that job application. Is it actually a job that aligns with your values and your skill sets? I think that goes back to the whole branch of accountability. Like, if you made a decision to apply for that role, so you are making that intention to be in that workplace. I'm not trying to gaslight people, because obviously ish happens, and like obviously things that work out the way that you want it to. But being aware of your values and your skill sets and aligning that to the roles that you want to go into always helps. But I think also like it's having that resilience, because at the end of the day, nobody owes anyone anything. So what modern day businesses can do is when they do start to shape up particular roles, actually think about what's the personality profile for this person, and how they can convey that messaging in job descriptions first. But then if someone is a little bit spicy, then basically it's all about it's all about the inclusion. So how can we understand that person's thought processes, and how can we put, you know, huddles or communication platforms, or how can we leverage technology to help that person with their neurodivergency for that role? Because technology is always going to be here, and businesses have bare money, so there's no excuse really. Bare peas. Listen, I would rub every business, girl.
And I agree. I just feel like businesses that hoard money, and they don't want to help their staff members, and they put a little bit. And what they do, they complain about people not reaching targets. But if they put more money into helping people and making life easier, people reach the targets, and they won't have to leave. You mentioned a good point as well about people actually being proactive before they apply for jobs, and saying, hey, look. And like you say, not trying to gaslight or make people feel bad. You have to take accountability, as I was going to say, for your own life. And if you're about to apply for a role, and you like, okay, this role, is it neurodivergent friendly, first of all? Will it fit my skill set? And can I thrive here? Will they antagonize me or not? And sometimes, I know you really do need a job, but if you're in a situation where you don't really need a job that badly, and you can be a bit more lenient, you should take accountability, as I'm trying to say. It makes life easier for both parts.
Absolutely.
That's really cool. So I feel like in your life, have you ever had a situation where you applied for a job and had to go, look, okay, I need to take a step back now and do it for me this time, and make sure this job fits me better. Because cycles happen a lot in life, and I feel like with cycles we learn from them. And that's what you said before about doing things over and over again. And when did it get to the point in this life cycle in regards to neurodivergence where you thought to yourself, when I'm going to work or applying for a job, I need to make this fit me this time, because this is for real. You know? So
I probably would say literally earlier this year, because most of my work experiences is like, I think the longest time I've been in a role is literally a year, and it's because like I'm tired of. It's just because like it gets to the point where people don't understand me, where I have no choice but to leave, and it's been a continuous cycle ever since I left uni. But I've only just decided to kind of like take more accountability, and I am the director of my life, so I can shape my life to however the hell I want it to be. So I only this year, and obviously some people might think, well, you've only just had this mindset, don't mean anything. I don't really care, because at the end of the day we evolve. That's what humans are. Like, we evolve and we change our mind, and that's absolutely fine.
Wow, that's really powerful. By the way. You made a very good like statement that you're the director of your life.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. Like, no one can put you in a situation always.
Absolutely.
And you made such a good point as well about people trying. Sometimes they don't mean to do it, but they project. And you're just doing this now, but at least I'm doing it now. And you've ended a cycle there, which is amazing. So I'm proud of you doing that and putting Rhea first and being the director of your life. So in regards to directing the sense on that topic, I feel like ADHD people and autistic people have so much potential to be great leaders. And even now speaking to you, I've learned so much, and you've been so insightful. What qualities from yourself do you think will be good in regards to leadership or teaching people things?
So I probably would say I was reading this article on LinkedIn, and there's been a shift in the corporate, you could say, sphere. I don't know what you call it, but like people are now, businesses are now wanting softer skills rather than technical skills. So they want emotional intellect. They want people who are able to read body language, who can understand different personalities, who can incorporate psychological safety into business practice, into the work environment. So the way that I show up is always around people centricity, but then also I can call it a night whenever people want to come through the things, okay? Like
cut the cameras.
Yeah, cut the cameras, and I'll be cutting a few people too. Let's keep it a book.
Let's keep it 100.
Yeah, let's keep it 100, honey. Yeah. So yeah, I think the softer skills like emotional intellect and communication, that's something that isn't taught. That's just human instinct. Technical skills like Excel, SQL, and all that kind of stuff that can be taught, but you can't teach emotional intelligence. You either have it or you don't. If you don't, then it's a wrap. Okay.
Like a Brio.
Yeah. Yeah. Call it a day, girl.
Call it a day.
Yeah.
So if you're in a situation where, because we're talking about emotional intelligence, points about it. I do believe that as well. I do feel like people are born with like high emotional intelligence or lower one.
Yeah.
Do you feel like if someone's low emotional intelligence, they can develop it if they try, or do you feel like it's a thing where it becomes a nuisance in regards to navigating life and groups? I feel like in group dynamics or in workplaces, wherever you go, most of the issues transpire from low emotional intelligence. Even with like management, a lot of the times, where they don't have the emotional intelligence to manage people's emotions. So do you feel like in the future? What I'm trying to say, so I can't have that question, but I'm going in circles. Let's give it roundabout. I'm just like going round, M1, M2, M3, M6.
Okay, marathon. Yeah, come on.
I'm out of breath. I'm just trying to get to the point. I'll get to the point, guys. So my point is, do you feel like in the future, with how we're going within a world, emotional intelligence will be a universal thing?
No, and the reason being is because I think it's between 60 to 80% of people don't have internal monologue with themselves, and I think like having that internal voice to speak through your thought processes, if you don't have that, then most likely, in my opinion, you're not able to read situations or people.
Wow. I didn't know it was only at 20, like, how many percentage?
I think it's between 60 to 80%, which is quite high, but I could be wrong, but I read this article that time ago, but like it's just the fact that people don't have that internal voice.
And I feel that's important to like, speak to yourself.
Yeah, because then because sometimes you don't always have to.
You were like, what girl?
Yeah, exactly. You don't always have to literally have that voice as a monologue. It's just literally just seeing something and analysing it.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I find that's wild. But I think emotional intellect is probably something that's probably going to be reduced, and this is due to technology and also. I think that people are slowly starting to lose community. Yeah, you need to be around people to have emotional intellect.
And speak to people.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I was thinking about this the other day actually. I was thinking that the reason why some people develop communication skills better is from the use of like using TikTok. And you know, like TikTok people share the stories and speak. We also made a good point that those people probably already had that in a monologue, in a dialogue. It's so interesting knowing that some people don't have that. Because I speak to myself quite a lot. It's like I'll be in the kitchen speaking to myself like,
that's right.
Oh shit, sorry, I mean public.
Yeah, sometimes I even kiss myself in the mirror, so
As you should.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right, as you should. That's self-love. And it's a good point as well, self-love. Like I was pointing like, that's a good point. That's a good point.
You better love yourself.
Love yourself. When I say love, you say yourself. Love.
Seal.
Love.
Seal.
Love.
Seal.
I could go be serious. Be serious. Okay. In regards to self-love as well, as a neurodivergent individual, I feel like, well, in my opinion anyway, I feel like you shared this earlier as well, it does lack a confidence in your earlier life. What helped you build your confidence back up? What helped Ria reaffirm to herself that I am more than, not even more, but I just have a special mind, and my mind's actually amazing. It just works differently. It's the way people want me to work. The matrix wants me to work, and I'm amazing how I am. How did you get to that point of confidence and breaking cycles? Yeah.
That's a good question. I would probably say number one is through literally just maturing. And it probably is not helpful to people who are probably like 10 to 15 years younger than me. I think also like situation it's also it's based off who you are intrinsically. You are either a resistant person or you're either stubborn or you're just someone who gives up. So it's about your actual makeup and who you are. And I think also having a curious mind helps with building your self-esteem because you start to think about what other activities. For example, I got a life coach and he's the one that started me or inspired me to start boxing.
That's so cool, life coach.
So so through my curious mind of let me have a discussion with a life coach, that's how I found something that's going to help me to, because sometimes punching things works, whether it's people or punch bags. I don't recommend people.
Don't try this at home, by the way. I'm gonna put a disclaimer, don't try this at home. I'm kidding.
Yeah, so like, and also move your body. For the life source in you, move your body. I can't stress that enough.
Moving your body, by the way, as well.
Yeah.
Moving your body is so important to allow tension.
Yeah.
And it's like working your carcass, your body. Why is that so important to you, moving your body? And what does it mean to you? And what does it mean for the mind as well?
It means that like moving your body and finding some form of activity where you get to push yourself, you get to really understand the resilience of your body. I think most people underestimate how powerful your body is, but then through your mind, when you're challenging yourself, whether it's gym, whether it's boxing or dancing, each time you do something that you couldn't do the first time, you're literally building that resistance and that confidence, because then you're slowly starting to tell yourself, your brain is telling yourself and your body's telling yourself that, hey, I couldn't do this 2 weeks ago, but I can now. And then if you just have that same mindset to everything that you do, like whether it's content creating, whether it's business, or whether, I don't know, whether you want to start installing wigs, whether you want to start snatching wigs.
Fronts.
Like, wigs coming off.
You say snatching wigs?
Yeah, snatching wigs, putting wigs on, any form of action around the scalp. Like, you can do it.
Scalp tension?
Yeah, literally. Literally, like...
Put scalp to it?
Exactly. And the most people might think he's problematic, and I do to a certain extent, but Kanye is a fantastic, he's not a role model. I don't think anyone on this earth is a role model, but if you study him, take out the mashupness, like, he has so much self-belief, and nobody can tell him ish, and we can all learn something from Kanye, minus the other problematic stuff, but like, I think Kanye is a great case study for people who want to build resilience and confidence.
Wow, very good point as well about like with people as well, that people like multifaceted, like you said, like yes, he has a lot of problematic stuff he says, but in regards to his confidence, and he's created his life because no one can tell him ish, no one can tell him anything, and he's proud of who he is and confident, and he kind of creates this reality. So it's that how you see life as well, that you create your reality, and if no one can tell you ish, and you believe in yourself, you're opening the door to the life you want. That's what you're trying to say in a way. Okay.
Because like, thoughts and words are basically, there's so much power around, and you can literally manifest it, you can quit your reality. And like, for example, like, whenever I go through phases of job hunting, I find myself, like, if I just stay dedicated, so I tell myself each day I'm going to apply for at least 10 roles, high quality roles that align to myself. You're putting in that energy, and then you're telling your mammal side of your brain that this is something that you want, and then this is where your brain will start to kind of look for opportunities. So it kind of like, you have to a certain extent gaslight yourself. Like I
love how you say gaslight.
Yeah, you have to gaslight yourself, because basically you're saying that I want this and I deserve this, and then how you gaslight yourself is putting in the actions to kind of back up your statement. If that makes sense.
So like you have the thoughts.
You have to.
Manifestation. That's
what exactly. And there's a huge difference between discipline and habit. So whenever you want to start something, you're going to need to have discipline, and that's basically whether you want to move around your room to cause that disruption for change, and then once you have that discipline, it turns into a habit. But the first part of creating something is having a discipline first.
We are, like church say amen. She's literally just screwing your manifestation right there. That's perfect. It's a manifestation dance. Ooh, alignment dance. I was going to ask you about as well about alignment. You're like already about putting things to alignment.
Yeah.
So it sounds like from speaking to you, that's what you've done with your life.
Yeah.
You've recognized cycles. You know what you want for yourself, and you're creating the reality you want by not taking ish. And also you made a good point as well. But like celebrities, even though we don't know them, we can still take. I'm not saying worship them, but take qualities we see in people and apply it. Because that's how they got to where they wanted to be. That's how they became one in a million in a sense. And I think that's a good mindset to have.
Absolutely.
So in regards to religion, like you don't have to be religious or at all, but you sat behind in front of a chakra. Is it behind you?
Come on.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you've mentioned already so many points regarding the chakra, which is amazing already. So as an individual, would you class yourself as religious, spiritual? How do you see yourself? You don't have to be anything. I'm not trying to put anything on you.
No. So I will probably say that I have faith. So I believe in God. I'm not religious because I think that religion, to a certain extent, it constructs people. I think having faith in, if you don't believe in God, whatever, I don't care. But like, I care that I believe in God. That's all that matters.
You do you.
Yeah, you do you. I think God is within us, and how you view the world is basically how God shaped you to be. And like, I think the universe and God interchangeable, whatever you believe in. But having a belief system is not just about believing in higher self. It's also having a belief system that you can create the own life that you want as well. So to believe in a belief system, you have to believe in yourself.
Wow.
Not be turned into some kind of like alien matrix.
Babe, this is the Martian. We're the Martian.
Come on.
You are Martian.
Yeah.
You are the Martian Transport Federation.
I know that's
Martian.
right. I know that's right.
You're not doing a Matrix like Matrix cards like. After Dr. Matrix. After Dr. Matrix like. They'll come in the Matrix. It's true, bro. Like I feel like as well you understand like about alignment and like it sounds like you're spiritually attuned to like you're like you know yourself, you know your perception of God. And this is a big thing as well about what is God and what is a God. And you made such a good point there as well, which I believe as well, that we are God in a sense. God is within us, and God and the universe are interchangeable, and we create our reality. So yeah, it's been great chatting with you today. It's been dope. Thank you so much. I've learned so much already. And I've known you for a while. I've learned so much about you.
Literally,
more
how long have I known you for?
3 years now.
And
3 years.
I literally slid into your DMs, didn't I? So yeah.
So basically, she messaged me on Instagram. I love this. This is confidence as well. She messaged me saying, "Oh hey, I like your look. Let's hang out. I went for the Italian meal for now. We've been friends since."
Yeah,
We
literally.
got on straight away. It's like I've known you 50 years.
Yeah.
And I bet your friends who didn't know me were like, "Who did?
Who that?
Who that?" I was like, "That's my boo. Like, how long have you known each other for?"
Yeah,
About 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But and what about it?
Yeah.
And what about it?
Yeah. What about
What
it?
about it?
What about it?
What about it, mate? Okay, so Rio, one more thing I'll ask you.
Yeah.
Not me jumping. If you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
And this is probably something that I would tell other people as well. But like, the adult that you need when you as a child, you can be that person in the future.
Wow.
So this is why, like, when it comes to trauma and things like that, and like, particularly childhood trauma, the best way to have that self-actualization and self-acceptance and to leverage and to not allow the past to define you as within your adult life is to simply be the person as an adult where you are now, be that person that you needed when you was a child. And that's literally carried me through. Because when I was a kid, I needed me now. I didn't have that, so now I am who I was meant to be, girl.
I am what I am.
I am what I is. Yeah.
That's really powerful as well, and it's going to help a lot of people because I feel like a lot of people think when they go along life and trauma gets to them, they become the person they hated when they're younger, and the person they thought they'd never become, and that's true God's spirit right there. Being aligned with God, you know, keeping the peace within yourself, and being your own parent, and being other people's parents.